Hi guys, it's your girl Zay, and I'm back with a new series, Draw Me a Look. How y'all doing? This is the first look I'm going to be doing by one of my co-workers, Ashley. So let's get into it. So my brows are already done, and you already know I'm going in with my white base by Beauty Bay. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. And then I'm going to take my Morphe M173 brush, and I'm going to buff that all out. Once that's buffed out to my liking, I'm going to go with a different palette that I haven't used in a minute, my Beats by Deb palette. That's her collaboration palette with Planet Makeup by Yolando. But I really love the greens and yellows in this palette. They're very pigmented versus my Beauty Bay one. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm starting off with my Morphe M506 brush. I got like 3 of these. And I'm taking the shade Golden Hour in the palette, which is that golden yellow I'm putting on. And I'm just taking that bad boy and I'm blending it in a corner, you know. Getting it in there real good, patting it on. Now I'm taking a Real Techniques blending brush, and now I'm going to take that neon green. It's called My Slime. And I'm going to pat that in right next to the yellow. I'm making a gradient ombre effect. So yeah, I really like that My Slime shade. It's really pretty. I don't have a green like that in any other palette, so that bit popping. Now you see me taking that same brush and I'm going back into Golden Hour. It's very easy to lose the yellow. Let me just say that, because it's so bright and not as pigmented as the other shades, so it's very easy to lose. Yellow is a hard color to work with, but you're gonna see me go back in a couple of times and touch that color up. And now you see me blending out the harsh edges. So yeah. And I'm still fixing up those colors. The brush that I'm using to blend that out is an Amazon brush by Miss Q. It's very, very, very old, but it still works for what I need to do. So I'm just taking that brush and packing in those colors even more. Now on the picture, she had like a cute, crazy liner. So that's what I'm about to go ahead and do. I'm so sorry that y'all can't see me. If y'all can't, I'm sorry. But right here, that's a pretty good look. But the way my head is turning and all of that, it's probably going to be hard to see. It's hard to do liner on camera. So I will try to do a video just on how I do my liner with the correct angle. So this is our startup, and now we have to go above our crease and we're going to connect it. like that. Yeah. That's exactly what the picture looked like. And I did hers first because hers was my favorite and the most creative. So I had to do that first. I noticed I had a little gap of no color in my liner area, so I had to go back in and add a little green and cover that gap up. But that's basically it for the eyes. Now, ladies, you already know the deal. I take my favorite makeup remover, which is micellar water, and I go around my eyes and I clean up because you don't want that in your base. And of course, I went back to something else. I went back to my liner to fix it. Don't be afraid to stop what you're doing to go fix something. Period. Here, I decided to add a little glitter for a little pop to my eye. That's why I said it's okay to go back and fix things if you don't like it. If you want it to be more popping, it's okay to go back and add stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Taking some Duo lash glue, of course. I love Duo. I can't believe I used to use hair glue for my lashes, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm taking that in between the yellow and the green, golden hour and slime, and I'm going to add this pearly white glitter, which is my favorite glitter I own. It's such a pretty pearl color because it blends with any color you put behind it. It's almost iridescent, but not as harsh as the silver ones. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you're going to see. I love this glitter though. See how I got so excited? Period. I love makeup. If you don't get excited when you put makeup on, then what the fuck are you doing? Now this was mad childish, but I like to watch it come out. But this is my primer. My HD primer by LA Girl. I love it. It's very mattifying. Very smooth on the skin. Now here is my favorite part, the part that makes it all come together, the underpainting. I go in with the Nicka K concealer in the shade Coffee. I'm taking my cut crease brush by the Glam Supply, and I'm going to use that brush to apply my concealer with light amounts, of course, because I feel like the least amount of product used, the more flawless you look, because it don't look so cakey. But ladies, you already know what positions we going: under eye, bridge of nose, top lip, chin, and forehead. Then we're going to take a dry beauty blender and we're going to blend that out. Yeah, blend it out real cute. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to get a lot of hate when I first started doing makeup because, in the process of you learning how to do makeup, you make some mess ups and some mistakes. So I'm not gonna lie, I used to use a concealer that was way too bright for my skin. But that's why you teach yourself. Because if ain't nobody gonna teach you, who is? So now I take one that's very close to my skin tone, and I use that under and on top. But there's nothing wrong with using concealer that's too bright as well, because there's no rules to makeup. But just be honest with yourself and know if it don't look good, then you need to change some stuff. Because I want y'all to know, people are not afraid to tell y'all what they think of you. It's just up to you to keep it up and not care, Now it's time for contour. I'm trying to show you the brand with the incorrect color because the one I really used, the top broke. But that is the Ruby Kisses Face Paint Palette. It's a 2-in-1. I used the level 16, the darker shade, to contour. And ladies, the positions for this: right under your cheekbones, bridge a nose, around the highlight though, and forehead, and maybe a little under your lip just to give you a little pout. It just depends on what look you're going for. Now, baby, let me tell you about this brush, the best contour brush ever, but it's an everything brush by Real Techniques, my bad. It's the everything brush, but I use it for my contour, and look how buffed out I look, honey. Like, that's another thing I noticed with my contour. I used to be too harsh. It used to be too dark. That's because I didn't have the right brush to blend it out, though. But now I have the right brush. And you don't have to pat everything in when it comes to your face. You could blend that joint out and it still look just as good. Like, you could do the most raggediest blending. Like, look how hard I am on that. Y'all probably like, what is she doing? But y'all can't say my shit don't be cute, though. And now I'm taking that toothbrush looking brush. I got that from like Dollar Tree. And I use that to blend out the contour on my nose. And your underpainting, ladies, does not have to be perfect because you're going to put foundation right on top. And once you press those powders in to set all of that in place, you won't even tell. Now I'm using a lipstick from shopmissa.com. And I take that around my eye, on top of that contour, on my forehead, and on the tip of my nose. And I do want y'all to know, like, your contour placement, highlight placement, blush placement, all of that matters because all of that can alter the shape of your face. You don't want your face to look saggy. You don't want your face to look too high up. Like, you don't want to look too structured. All of that can determine how your face will look. So you have to learn the shape of your face. To blend that blush out, I took my Buffing Everything brush by e.l.f. and I blended that out with that. But now it's time for that foundation. I take my Hard Candy Illuminating Oil and I put that all over my skin. Normally, I put my foundation on the back of my hand, but it just depends on which foundation. Like, I'm using my Black Radiance foundation in the shade Cinnamon. But I normally always mix that Hard Candy Body Illuminator with all of my foundations. But I like all of my foundations as well. This one has more of a red tone, but I still think it's popping on me. But I take that and I mix that in with the Body Illuminator, and then I'm going to buff that out with either my e.l.f. buffing foundation brush or my Morphe foundation brush. It just depends on my mood. And in this case, I took my Morphe brush and I'm going to buff that all the way out under my eye. Yes, ladies, I'm going to cover my highlight. I know y'all probably be seeing videos that when the ladies say, don't buff the foundation into your concealer. Baby, this is my face and I'm going to do my makeup how I want to do it. So, yeah, this is what works for me, honestly, though. You're going to take it down the neckline, of course. You want your neck to be the same shade as your face. And cover them ears, ladies. Cover them ears. because them ears gonna look a different shade too. Here I'm just touching up some of my makeup because I'm pretty sure my foundation got into that yellow again. So I'm just buffing in some of that yellow and fixing it. You know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Now here, normally the oil is making my skin look too oily. So I normally, right after buffing it in with a brush, I just take a dry beauty blender and I get that excess off of my skin. But it still leaves the glow. So fuck with it. Now it's time to highlight for real, for real. So I'm going back in with the shade Coffee, of course. Taking that same brush and I'm going to apply more. Very, very minimal because, like I said, you don't want to look cakey, and I never look cakey. Never. So, under eye, bridge of nose, around the mouth, and the forehead. While I'm doing this, I want to explain to y'all another tip I took. So I've been seeing this young man on TikTok, Colby J makeup, and I be loving how his eye, like his under eye, is so bright. So I took that into my own makeup routine and I copied him, I'm not gonna lie. But ain't nothing wrong with that. There's no rules to makeup. Can't nobody say you can't copy his makeup. But yeah, so I take a brighter concealer after this one and I brighten my under eye. But I blend out the first concealer first. So y'all see me, I took the wet beauty blender. Let me not say wet, but damp. And now I'm blending that out. I only wet it for the second time because it gives you more of that airbrush look. But if you want to use a dry beauty blender, girl, that work for you, you could do that. But it don't work for me, just for the first layer. This was the brightening part I was telling y'all about. So this concealer is way too bright for me. It's like 3 shades, maybe 4 shades brighter than me. But when I blend it into the coffee, honey, and then I go to set it, baby, it's like, whoa. You see that? You really won't be able to tell until, you put the powder on top and let it set. But I just take that in the very, very inner corner of my under eye and just down the bridge of my nose. I don't add it anywhere else. I just want the center of my face to be very bright. So, yeah. And you already know I take the Black Radiance banana powder to set that in place. I love a good banana powder. But I take that and I put it in the top, and then I take the wet, well, let me stop saying wet, I'm sorry ladies, a damp powder sponge, and I go to set that on everywhere I highlight it, and I just sit there and I bake while I contour. Yes, I bake, ladies, yes, I bake. It's a game changer. I used to hate that shit, because I used to be like, what's the point? But it's a difference. It's a difference. So I realized that sponge that I had is ripping. It's time for a new one, and it wasn't doing the job that I needed it to do. So now I'm taking my Morphe powder brush. I can't remember the exact number, but I'm setting the rest of my face with that brush instead of the sponge. Still got the same effect. Ladies, you really can bake with a brush or a sponge. It doesn't matter. As long as each product does what you need it to do. Now that I'm baking, I'm going to go ahead and contour with the Black Radiance contour palette in medium to dark. And I'll go in with the darker shade first and the Wet n Wild contour brush. And I go ahead and I buff that in while I'm baking. A lot of people probably dust off their baking powder after they contour like I do. Some people dust it off before. I feel like the longer you let the powder sit, the more flawless you're going to look. So that's why I contour while I bake. And also, I feel like the powder, while you let it sit on your face, it helps with diffusing those harsh lines. Like you see, I'm blending the product into the powder that I already have on my face. I'm not trying to keep it separate. So that's how I get the flawless look. Because, baby, my contour used to look so separated. Now, here you see me taking like a thinner blending brush, also from Amazon, and I take that brush to contour my nose. Ladies, take your contour all the way up to your brow. It's gonna make a difference. Take it all the way up to your brow. Now that I'm done contouring, it's time to dust that excess powder off. I'm taking my Nicka K powder brush, my big powder brush, and I dust off that excess powder. And baby, look how flawless I look. Do you see the extra brightness? Like, it's not as much as his. Like, his shit almost be white, which I ain't got no problem with. That's his face. But I can't do that on my face. But you get what I'm saying. Now it's time for blush. I know I didn't show y'all the palette, but it is in my previous videos. It's the Revolution Roxy palette. I'm taking that medium red blush. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that medium pink. And I'm just blending that where I put the lipstick on the underlayer. And see how that shit just be popping? It make you look more alive, more refreshed, more awake. Follow your girl. She never gonna steer you wrong, baby. Look at my weird ass. But you shake that up, that Milani setting spray 16 hour, very close to the MAC Fix It spray, period. You're gonna let that dry. And you're gonna look even more flawless. And I saw this trick on TikTok as well. I seen these girls taking this NYX Jumbo Milk Pencil and using it for fucking highlight. And I actually liked it, period. I shipped that idea. Look. Didn't even put the glowy shit on yet. I'm gonna put that on top though. Yep, there go my highlight, period. From the Glamour Me palette. I keep saying I need to buy a new one and I still haven't. If y'all want to buy your girl one, that's cool too. It's probably $20. But now that we done with the face action, she did have rhinestones on the picture that she wanted me to add under my eye, mid-cheek way. And I'm taking the duo glue, the loose glue, without the brush on the tip. And then I'm going to take these light green rhinestones and kind of do like this faux freckle type of look vibe, if you get what I'm saying. You're going to see it. I'm using this cheap little wax pen and I'm picking up the rhinestones, putting a little bit on the back and sticking them on my face. That's all. If you ever want to put rhinestones on, ladies, get a wax pen. Best way to pick them up. Tweezers are hard as fuck. I've seen girls do it, but it's too hard. And I actually put this clip out of order, but this is me highlighting my face before I put on the rhinestones. My bad, ladies. I'm showing you what highlight I'm using, the Glamour Me palette. And I'm using my Morphe highlighting brush, and I'm just blending that in. Like I said, I put this clip in out of order. I'm sorry. And now we back to the rhinestones, but I'm done with that. And now it's time to work on the lips. So on the lip, let me describe it to you ladies. She had a black lip with a neon green heart in the middle. I'm assuming neon green is her favorite color. So I'm taking my white Beauty Bay base and a thin brush, and I'm going to go ahead and attempt to make the heart shape on my lip. I didn't make it perfect because I can go ahead and shape the bottom with the black paint, but I needed enough space for the white to cover the green so the green can show up as pigmented as possible. And yes, I'm using paint on my lips. For the green and the heart, I used a water activated paint, and I mixed the green and the yellow. The green looks very bright in the container it comes in, but when it's on you, it's like a regular dark green. So I had to mix it with the yellow to get the neon effect. There you have it, neon green. And now I'm going to go in and apply that to my lip and get this thing started. I'm sorry y'all can't see it. It's very hard to position my mirror in front of y'all and not block it. So that's my outline of it. It's not perfect, which I said it didn't have to be. But now it's time to go in with the black around it and clean that shape up. I did a very horrible job of showing you ladies what brand it is. It's the Athena paint palette. And I'm going in with that black puddle shade. And I'm going around the green. And I'm going to fill in the rest of my lips. It's taking me a long periodically time because this shit is hard as fuck. I ain't never did no shit like this on my lips before, but bow, it's a heart. The best I can do, at least. Once again, a horrible job. That's the Athena paint palette, Amazon, $20. Showing y'all what paint I use for the center. And I'm basically done. I would purse my lips, but that shit gonna fuck up if I do that. But last but not least is the lashes. I took my little niece lash palette and I just picked some random lashes off of there. She got them from Amazon. It's a 20-pack for $17. And like I said, I just picked some random lashes and I'm gonna put them on to complete the look. Ladies, please apply mascara to your eyes. You gonna see that shit through the lash, I promise. And just like that, I'm basically done. I'm about to take this bonnet off and show y'all the little cute style I did with it. I did like 3 buns, which gave me a hard time, but it did what I needed it to do for the moment. And that's basically it. Draw My Look came to life, and I fuck with it. It's really cute. Very goth, but still very colorful, so I fuck with it. So yeah, I hope she likes it. I showed her at work. She said she loved it, so I hope she watched the tutorial. Ashley, you better watch the tutorial, girl. But honestly, thank y'all for fucking with me. I love y'all. Zay Guapo out. Mwah.
And just like that, poof, Lola's gone.
Wrong. Lola's right here, you fucking Brussels sprout.